Liverpool are far from invincible right now. Out of 27 matches in the Premier League, they've won 12 of them. They've lost 9. They sit in 8th position. What do you think, Simon? After what we saw at Manchester City, swept aside 4-1 at the weekend, are they all but out of the top 4 race?
I would think so. Yeah, I mean, this league is a strange one right now in terms of the runners and riders and who will likely finish there. But I think Liverpool are done this season. And the big question will be, can they recover their poise? Because whatever we think of Jurgen Klopp and this rivalry between Man City and Liverpool, Man City don't drop off the way Liverpool have done in seasons. They didn't drop off when they've lost titles and gone back and reclaimed them like
exactly.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
And we need to see Klopp. I think I would back Klopp all the way, but I think Liverpool will get back to their best next year. But this year's done.
I think it's worrying, isn't it, when Klopp's going into the game saying we don't know which Liverpool are going to turn up. And I think invariably when they play at home, Jim, they're pretty decent. They're 8 points now behind 4th, so it's looking unlikely. But away from home, it's shocking.
What did you make of their players?
9 losses.
What did you make of the Liverpool game? Are you watching players that don't seem to want to track back? They don't seem to want to put it in. I'm not sure they can't. It looks like they won't. Certain players there, like Trent Alexander-Arnold, that didn't follow the ball, didn't track back, didn't react. They didn't. I mean, I know they're getting beat out of sight, and it's easy to say when you're sitting on the sideline, but it just didn't seem to be that energy or vitality or edge or determination, and that's incumbent upon the manager to instill that in them as much as it is in their capabilities.
I do feel in and around the back 4, if you can get at them and you can really expose them now, you can see the weaknesses that are there. And I think for years they were kind of helped with everything's happening in front of them, and they're parked on the halfway line, and as long as they get that decision right, when to drop, when to squeeze, now it's like the nuances of, Alexander-Arnold. Obviously, Grealish just plays a 1-2, runs around the back of him, and he's standing watching. So,
yeah.
But that can be improved upon. Obviously, the manager has to have a good look at it. I'm a big Klopp fan, massive Klopp fan, but he's now going to be under pressure.
Alexander-Arnold's been all season, and he's been defending him religiously. He's been talking about his defensive capabilities, and we're seeing it. Not because we want to pick on Trent Alexander, because there's a few of them that could be properly picked on in that Liverpool side. But the fact that he defends him so robustly while not seeming to be able to improve him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to duck Liverpool to a story, but I want to say Grealish now, Jim, I think Grealish is fit now. He wants to run, do the hard miles, and he can pick and choose. He can run back, make his tackles. He's really effective because he's 100% fit. And if you're not fit, you can't do the things you want to do. So he's a really good story. Back to Liverpool.
He's beginning to show his worth, but should he not have shown his worth before now?
Well, yeah, probably. But the manager actually has kept him. I think he's kept him bubbling nicely because he hasn't really lost him. He'd left him on the sidelines and brought him back in, and now he's seeing the benefit of that, Jim. And now he's one of their star players. I thought he was their best player at the weekend, but 4-1 loss to Liverpool is embarrassing. There's no doubt about that. Jurgen Klopp's a proud man. He's got to get this, and I expect he will. He'll turn it around. But he knows there's credit in the bank, but it won't last forever.
I mean, so much being made about some of the individual players there. He keeps on doing it. Kevin De Bruyne, amazing. Gundogan, talk that he might end up at Barcelona. Whether that's going to happen or not, it's
just
another
keep
matter.
him there. Why would you sell him?
But then we saw what happened. After Julian Alvarez equalised, Guardiola, for some reason, blocked the path of Tsimikas. Speaking virtually in the face of the Liverpool substitute, before he shook the hand of Arthur Melo, who was another substitute. What was going on with that? Guardiola was asked about that post-match.
I was happy and I said how nice was our goal, that's all.
Right. So, was this an attempt at humour and sort of interaction?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
It was pretty provocative. You seemed to celebrate right in Tsimikas' face. Was there some sort of argument before then?
Come on.
I mean, it's been all over TV.
I'm so sorry. Speak with Tsimikas, speak what you have, it's a lack of respect. Ask him if I lack of respect. I celebrate the goal. I celebrate with my son on the floor. I come here and I said, and the goal was nice, isn't it? That's all. I'm so sorry if the TV... you think so is lack of respect?
I thought it was a bit, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, he says that, but I'm quite damn sure it's tongue-in-cheek. Number one, he's right to be asked about it.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Number two, he addresses it at least.
Yeah.
But he does it with a hint of sarcasm. But it is odd, isn't it?
Well, if you distill it down, right, first and foremost, right, were the Liverpool players offended? We've got to get out of this culture of being offended on behalf of other people that aren't actually offended themselves, right? Because the reporter is asking a question, but I didn't see the Liverpool players or anyone else have an issue with Pep Guardiola doing it, so we must stop this trait of being offended on behalf of others. But then let's distill it down. Let's actually distill it down. It's a bit of a sauce, isn't it? Can you imagine if you, on the other side of this argument, Pep Guardiola saw Jurgen Klopp asking Man City substitute to celebrate with him when Liverpool just stuffed their fourth goal past Man City, I think he might have a little bit to say about it. You look at it and say, what was the purpose of this? Man City are a wonderful side. Why would you engage with the opposition substitutes to help you celebrate a goal that your team has just scored against it? When you distill it down to that, it's a little bit of a sauce. It's indefensible. I don't think it's a major...
I'm just watching
it's
it
a
now
Martin,
again.
If you were you're a player...
I think the hand's coming out to basically to say...
He wants a low five, is what he wants.
Basically, look, guys, sorry, I'm celebrating the goal. Hope there's no harm meant, and he shakes hands with the players. I think that's what it looks like to me.
He wanted a low five, Martin. He wanted to be applauded by the Liverpool substitutes for a goal that his team had just scored. It's a little bit across the line.
It's inappropriate.
It is inappropriate.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's not a major crime, but it's inappropriate.
No, he doesn't need to do it, but that's all about him and his emotion.
And it's provocative.
It could be provocative, but the fact of the matter is, again, I make the point, I didn't see Klopp react to it.
No, but Tsimikas was professional about it. He didn't react.
Well,
I think that should be applauded.
I would have much preferred Tsimikas to go, how about get out of it? Right? Because that's what you want from a Liverpool player. I'm not going to... Are you deranged?
Yeah. If this is 3-1, if this is 3-1 or 4-1, then yeah, but this is 1-1. This makes it 1-1.
No, but hang on, Martin. Back in the day, if Sir Alex Ferguson had done that to you,
well, he wouldn't have done it, would he?
I don't know.
Because I wasn't on the bench in those
days. If an opposing manager had done that to you...
why would...
I was 37, 38 when we were in 2004.
Okay, but...
Which is why I only played 10 games.
But you know what I'm driving at.
Yeah. Look, Jim, I'm not going to get... I don't even know we're dealing with this topic because it's a bit... We always have one controversial topip from our very good producer that we have in the background. Luke is sitting looking at me now.
It's a perfectly valid
I'm
topic.
watching it here. And
if it had blown up... Okay, let's just create a hypothetical situation. If it had have blown up, right, and the player had reacted badly and pushed him, the news cycle would have got much bigger, and Guardiola would have been the catalyst for unnecessary...
Back in the day, there was one or two of us, if we were warming up there and that was done, yes, something would have gone off, Jim, because it's, you don't want to.
So what you're saying now, they're flaky now? The headline, Martin Keown says footballers are flaky because they wouldn't push back against
I just think it's the respect maybe Pep has, but then he has to keep a lid on it, doesn't he? Because if one of the players does jump out at him,
of course,
then, it's inflammatory. So but they seem to take it in the right spirit, Jim.
Do you not think it's a bit of a sauce? Do you not think? I mean, I'm not looking to go after Guardiola, but I'm just simply saying, why would you do it? Why would you? Yeah. Why would you?
Because he wants to say he's celebrating with his son.
He's celebrating with your own people.
Well, that's a question that I might be asking him. Why don't you want to celebrate with me?
What do you want next then? The Liverpool back four to run over to Man City and give them a hug as well?
Yeah, exactly.
Well done for that.
It's a constant theme here, man. You didn't see anything wrong.
You know that both benches are always at it. Klopp's very emotional. Look, maybe it's something to do with that. I don't know. But I'm going to say it wasn't good timing from Pep. It was not good timing at all.
When should he have done it? After the game, asked for a high five when they're walking down the tunnel. Yeah. Lads, I didn't get to cuddle you when you were walking down the touchline, but give us a cuddle now for that goal we scored against you. There's no timing. It's an inappropriate piece of
thankfully, Liverpool players reacted in the right way. In a sense,
you just grabbed him by the throat. What are you on about?
Sure, I couldn't have done that to Sir.
You would have done.
He was a pensioner at that point.
Look at what you did to Van Nistelrooy. That was common assault. Good grief. Anyway,
all I did was jump in the air, for goodness sake.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.